Hello, welcome to Dundrill's podcast. I'm your host, Justin. So I promised that if I didn't finish Digimon Tamers every week, for every week I don't finish it, I would review a Digimon movie. And today we're reviewing the 2005 Digimon X-Evolution, or also known as Digital Monster X-Evolution, which if you're looking to watch it, go on YouTube and type Digital Monster X-Evolution, right? Which is directed by Hiroyuki Kakudō, written by Kazunori Itō, Akiyoshi Hongo, who's like the creator of Digimon, and Miku Iwasaki, right? And music by Takashi Gokita, which this movie is basically a tie-in to the Digimon world. Actually, the game might have been a tie-in to that, but the story for the movie is... Oh man, I just dropped my mouse. Yeah. I got like wires crossed over here. Oh shit. Yeah. I got wires crossed over here. So like, yeah, the premise of this movie is that basically what's going on is, well, that's one of the problems of the movie, is you got this, they don't really explain much, but it's like, what seemed to happen is that there was like a virus that wiped out a lot of Digimon on one server, and to survive the virus, something called the X antibody was created, and there are Digimon with the X antibody, which changes their shape, right? Which was also the gimmick of the movie, is you got to see a lot of popular Digimon, popular Digimon with different forms, like War Greymon and Metal Garurumon have like alternate forms here, and they're pretty cool, which you can play as those Digimon in the Digimon World 4, or at least War Greymon you can. I don't know if Metal Garurumon is in Digimon World 4, because Digimon World 4 only has like, I think like 16 Digimon or whatever, because it's like a action hack and slash dungeon crawler, which you would think they would know not to make any more dungeon crawlers after this game I'm currently playing. Oh man, which all my Digimon, I'm getting close to the end game, but all my ultimate Digimon level capped, so I had to de-digivolve them. I had to digivolve them back into rookies and shit. Oh, and apparently I thought I could beat this game with ultimates. Apparently I looked online, you need at least megas to beat this game. So it's like, geez, with high healing spells, which I don't know why you would need high healing spells when you can just have like the healing items, because the healing items in this game are pretty OP, right? Whatever, right? Back to this story. So the story is basically you have these X antibody Digimon who travel to a different server, and you have this one Digimon, which this is the premier. This is the like premier of like Dorumon, who is an X antibody Digimon, who is the rookie version of Alphamon from the Digimon Tri movie, and he was also in the Digimon Hackers, Digimon Cyber Sleuth game, right? Alphamon, right? And what's going on is Yggdrasil, who is this program that controls the digital world, who's also the leader of the Royal Knights. So if people don't know what the Royal Knights, that was also where the concept first came from what I know. The Royal Knights are basically the mega evolutions of all the Knight Digimon from like the different series. So you have Omnimon, who's called a Megamon here, is one of the Royal Knights, and you also have Magnamon from the movie, and Dukemon from Series 3, who is the Japanese, that's the Japanese name for Gallantmon, which, man, are not, like, for all the Japanese fanboys, you gotta admit that at least the English names, the English Western names for these Digimon are way fucking cooler than the ones than the original. Come on, Dukemon? Jesus Christ. So yeah, what's going on is the Royal Knights, which is mostly Gallantmon, mostly Omegamon and Dukemon, are ordered by Yggdrasil to wipe out all the X-embodied Digimon and everybody associated with them, right? Which, man, my plans have been screwed over. Oh, fuck's sakes. Whatever. Yeah, so, like, for the majority of the movie, Omegamon who is also Omnimon, right, is the villain of the movie. He's trying to kill Dorumon, who is, like, this rookie Digimon, who was hunted in the beginning of the movie by Leomon, and Leomon just was about to kill him, gives up, right, and dies because he was infected with the virus, right? He was infected by the virus that, like, the X-antibody heals, right? And Leomon, there's this running joke that Leomon, like, dies in all this series. Leomon does not last more than 3 minutes in this movie, which I thought was funny. Which spoiler alert, I just got to the part in Tamers where he died, but I won't say how he died. I won't spoil that much, but yeah, he died. Which he's like the fucking Duncan Idaho of the Digimon universe, where he dies in every series that he's in. Which, at least Duncan Idaho from the Dune books, there's like some series where he doesn't die. For people wondering how can Duncan Idaho die multiple times in the Dune series, it's like Star Wars, there's clones, right? Yeah, so Dorumon teams up with, there's a resistance that's formed against the Royal Knights in Yggdrasil, which is led by X-antibody version of Metal Garurumon and War Greymon, right? Which War Greymon is in the majority of the film, and I kept thinking, oh man, are we gonna see an X-antibody is him and Metal Garurumon going to fuse, and we're gonna see an X-antibody version of Omnimon fight the Omegamon, the other Omnimon, right? That does not happen in the movie, unfortunately. Though there are badass fights with War Greymon and Metal Garurumon fighting Omnimon, right? I'm just gonna call him Omnimon, even though his Japanese name is Omegamon, right? Which I'm just gonna keep fucking confusing myself if I keep bringing that up, right? So what happens is that basically Durumon befriends this Tokumon, who was a survivor of a group of Digimon that Omnimon wiped out, who weren't even X-antibody Digimon. So it's like never explained why the Royal Knights are killing non-X-antibody Digimon, right? They just are, right? And it gets to the point where Dukemon... Oh, I forgot Palmon was dead. It gets to a point where Dukemon, who is Gallantmon, betrays the Royal Knights and joins forces with the X-antibody Digimon, and so does Omnimon at some point. And while throughout the movie, you get to see the Dorumon digivolve into his different forms until he becomes Alphamon at the end, where he teams up with Omnimon to defeat Yggdrasil and the Digimon that's guarding him, which is supposed to be like an evil evil mega version of Dorumon, who looks like nothing like Alphamon, by the way. Yeah. So, like, what's cool about the movie is, despite the fact that it's a CGI film, which it is a CGI film, that might bother people, right? But I don't know. I feel like Digimon, it kind of having like a CGI film kind of works because they are supposed to be like digital monsters, right? Yeah, they're supposed to be digital monsters. The movie has lots of action. You get to see cameos from like different Digimon. You get to see what Wizardmon's mouth looks like, which you never saw in the show, and I kind of wish I didn't see it because it doesn't. It looks like a lizard mouth, man. It looked kind of gross. I always pictured him with a human mouth and nose. Right? But the movie is like super dark, right? And there are cute moments where like Dorumon and Tokumon like are hanging out, being friends and whatnot. But like there's a point where like even like cute Digimon get killed in the movie, not just the older Digimon. So like this movie is very fucking dark. Where I would not recommend kids watching this movie. It must have been like, it must have been like for at least teenagers to watch, because it is like the darkest Digimon movie I've ever seen, right? Lots of death in the film, right? Yeah, but my biggest disappointment in the film is you do get to see an X-Antibody Omnimon, but it's not from... I feel like what should have happened, and I know that's like a bit... That's like a critic no. You shouldn't like say, oh, what should have happened. But like what should have happened is that Metal Garurumon and X-Antibody War Greymon should have fused together and become the X-Antibody Omnimon and fight the evil Omnimon, not Omnimon just doing a reverse turn heel and joining the X-Antibodies because, his friend Dukemon, like, he was like sad because of what happened with Dukemon, right? Which Magnemon is such a pussy in this movie, and that doesn't is against betraying Yggdrasil, but is too scared to fight his fellow royal knights, right? And this fucks off, which is like, what the fuck, man? If they ruined Magnemon in this movie. And Magnemon, there was a point in time after the fucking movie came out that Magnemon was my favorite Digimon. Like, I traded, like, all my fucking rare Digimon cards for a Magnemon card, and he turned out such a bitch in this movie, right? Which, that has nothing to do with the fact that he's voiced by a girl. A lot of the Digimon are voiced by girls, and apparently, the Goku's Japanese voice actor who is a old lady, voices one of the characters in the movie. I couldn't tell who. I think because I haven't watched a lot of Japanese Dragon Ball, but I think it was Dukemon who was Gallantmon, right? Yeah, and that's another problem I have with this movie is that I fucking wish to God there was an English dub, because it's like the second time I watched this movie, and the voices do not fucking match the Digimon at all, especially the Royal Knights, man. Their voices, except for maybe Omnimon's voice, their voices is atrocious, and you still, when Alphamon shows up, he still has like the young kid voice he had when he was Dorumon, right? Which it was like, kind of implied that he was always Alphamon, and he was disguising himself by digivolving himself back to Rookie, right? So that's the thing where the English Digimon is better than the Japanese, because they always change the voice, except for maybe except for like some of the later series. They usually change the voice actor for the different forms of the Digimon, right? Which they did in the first two series, and then when like Tamers came around, they stopped doing that. Which they should have kept doing that, man, because like, or at least like, you know, they should have had the voice actors change their voice, right, for the different forms, right? Though I thought like Renamon's voice actress like fit all the different forms, but like Steve Blum, man, like he could have changed his a bit. So I need to change my party. Yeah. So I don't know. If you want to know my honest rating, I think the movie is good, but they should have explained some stuff in the movie, which they did not explain a lot of stuff. They didn't like explain like what the fuck was going on. What's this Project Arc thing that they keep fucking mentioning, right? Oh man, like the story is like the movie is short, and it felt like we should have had some like a scroll in the beginning of the movie explain what the fuck was going on, like in a Star Wars movie, which Star Wars is popular in Japan. They made like how many ripoffs, to the point where like George Lucas saw one and was like, I'm gonna steal that from the next Star Wars movie. Well, yeah, it's like, I swear to God, man. Well, they totally did. I think Angry Video Game Nerd mentioned it, or it was like Red Letter Media. I don't fucking know. Somebody did, right? So I don't know. I thought the movie was good. Like I said, there was some good action in the film, and I loved the Type X designs. But yeah, I just felt like, you know, instead of having Omnimon become a good guy at the end, I would have rather, you know, our character, like Greymon and Metal Garurumon, digivolve, DNA digivolving into a antibody Type X Omnimon, and then like fighting him and, you know, killing him. Because like he killed like so many fucking Digimon in this movie that like in my opinion, like just because you join our side at the end doesn't mean like that should wipe the slate clean on all the Digimon you fucking killed, all the innocent Digimon that you killed, right? I don't know, that shit. Other people might disagree, but that's my opinions on it. Yeah. Also, I'm thinking of making a video where I talk about my thoughts on the Digimon Ghost game, which I watched the first 5 episodes already. I'm watching them weekly, and I don't know if it's the fact that I'm watching it weekly that I'm not a fan of the pacing, but I don't know. I have some things I want to say about the show. Let me know if you want to hear it. So yeah, I don't know. Did I forget to give my rating? It's a 7 out of 10. The movie's a 7 out of 10. Worth watching. But I really hope they put out English dub for this movie, right? Yeah. So that's all I gotta say. Let me know in the comments what you thought about the film. It's on YouTube if you want to watch it. If you want a link, let